morning, everybody. FSC Trucking. Getting ready to do a local load today. We're getting ready to load up in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, pick up in New Berlin, Wisconsin, and drop it all off in Waukesha. Real quick local load. We got to go to Manitowoc first. It's about an hour ride. Supposed to be there at like 7, so got to be up to ass crack of dawn just to get strolling. Got Orwell fired up. I was just checking out. Got the trailer lights all working bright and running, well, really good. We had some wiring issues with the trailer, so that was kind of like, I was able to fix it, in other words, make them work, but now they're working better now, they're brighter. It's just wiring issues. I hated to do it, but I got in on Sunday morning early. I had to have Chris come in on a Sunday to fix the trailer wiring so I could get editing done and get the wiring done at the same time, so that worked out really good. All right, let's go set the cameras up. We got to go to Manitowoc, go get loaded. We'll explain what we're doing once we get over there, I guess. Speed limit sign on the bottom, it said slow her down, eh? We're not in the UP of Michigan. Come on now. I read that sign on the bottom and it literally sounds like I can hear my buddy Jason Asselin in my ear. That's exactly how he talks. God, that's funny. Alrighty, well, we're in Manitowoc now. Gonna make a right on 18th, then cut over to 16th over to where we're going. Go get loaded. Speaking of Jason Asselin, anybody been following his channel? He's they've been chasing around this SD9 locomotive up there in UP of Michigan between Channing and Iron Mountain and all of that out there. It's a locomotive built, it's a 1221. It's built in like 1955. And the ELS, Escanaba and Lake Superior Railroad, still running it. Well, I don't know how long it's been sitting, but they put it back in service and they've been running it on that little short line that they got up there.
Got an SD9 coming down the tracks.
I ain't gonna lie, I want to get up there and see that thing. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, get and check out my buddy Jason Asselin's channel. He's made a pretty good, he's done pretty good on the YouTube side of things. Just that local railroad up there. Upper Peninsula of Michigan is quite a spot. It's definitely interesting. Region struggling to hang on. State of Michigan chases all the industry out. And then you wonder why they don't have any industry, or jobs, I should say. They chased all the industry out. Like where we went the other weekend, me, Jen, Chris, and his wife Sherry went up to Ontonagon, Michigan. It's way up there off Lake Superior. But that's where they used to load iron ore in the big lake boats. And they don't do that any longer, not at all. Well, all that infrastructure, it's all gone. It's all side-by-side trails now where the railroad beds used to be. So it's cool to go up there like that, but the industry's gone. The jobs are gone. And so up there in that region, it's hanging out for all they can, I guess. Same goes like that everywhere, I guess. But here we are in Wisconsin, where it's not as bad as Michigan as far as you know, jobs go and industry disappearing on you. I keep saying I need to start doing my railroad channel again. If nothing else, just because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing that kind of stuff, you know. But this area looks like it'd be pretty cool to see. Lots of cool photogenic bridges and the like. I think it'd be pretty badass. This should be it. It is. Been a little while since I came here. This like waterfront area where the cone cranes does a lot of work. That's what we're picking up for. I don't know if they build them here, test them here. I don't really know what they actually do. There's our other Widmeyer truck sitting there. Pull up here with our other Widmeyer truck. Oh, that's Cody. I don't know who that is. Pretty sure. That's ready. That's funny. I was getting ready to put it in granny low. Lowest first gear I have, so I can take off weighing a lot. I don't have that big excavator on that I used to. No need. I've never been over here, so I guess they make the stuff here or haul it here and paint it here and then assemble it and test it over here. Because the other truck got a test weight, and I think this is the piece that lifts the test weight that I have. We've hauled test weights before, long before. I'd have to put a video up, but oh, I could look.
Approaching the railroad crossing.
Thank you. I could look at our past videos and show you where we were hauling these test weights for them down to a nuclear plant in Pennsylvania. We were using company trailers, so we left them there. That way they brought them in and out, didn't have to deal with the nuclear side of things with security and all that. But yeah, them test weights, that's what the other truck had, the other Woodmeyer truck. He had the top of the stack of the test weights. And I think this is just the top part of the rigging to do it. So we've moved all these weights before. Quite the process. Going now to the cone cranes place in New Berlin, or if you're from here you just say New Berlin. I'm like, it's weird. It's Berlin to me. I didn't grow up here though. Anyways, going over there, picking up more stuff, and then that goes to Weldall in Waukesha. So it's literally, what is it, 60 miles or so to get to here, and then another, oh, I don't know. I always mess this up. This road we take to get back. Either one will do you. What's the road we're gonna take? Ain't no sign saying you can't. Anyways. So like 60, 70 miles to get here. Another 100 miles down in New Berlin-ish. 118 miles. And then not that far down the road is Waukesha. Drop everything off, and then I think we're done for the day. I'm told by the end of today I'll know what I'm doing the end of this week. Hopefully we can get one of those loads I was told about. Gets me down to Tennessee. That way we can get down to Crossville for Friday or even Thursday night, and then go to Semi-Casual Truck Show. If we do go, Chris is planning on going also. We're gonna utilize his fifth wheel toy hauler. It sounds dumb. It's cheaper for me to pay his fuel to run the fifth wheel down than to stay at the hotels and whatnot down there. I think it'd be more fun. I mentioned it to him, he was all excited and really wanted to go. So that right there to me is all the reason I need to go to Semi-Casual, which I've never been. You know, it's weird. Even before Matt's, I'm kind of like, you know, Mid-American Trucking Show. I'm like, man, I really don't want to be bothered. I don't want to go. I'm not. Orwell's not a show truck. You know, we clean them up. wash them up, it'll look all right, you know, but then, you know, some perfectly shined up show truck that never saw a load ever shows up and puts you to shame, you know, but I tend to think, even though semi-casual builds show trucks, I still think it's more of a blue-collar show than the guys that build trucks that'll never haul freight ever. For me, it's the camaraderie with other drivers and people that I know and friends of mine. Up until maybe last week, I forgot all about it, and then I looked up and I was like, maybe we can make that. And then when I realized I had the potential to get a load to Tennessee, I was like, okay, that's a good possibility. And then out of the blue last night, Chad Keegan texted me. He's like, hey, you going to semi-casual? I'm like, we're trying to. I know he either is going or is planning on it. Of course, by the time you see this, it'll be in the past, but that'd be cool hang out with Chad. I don't know if Gentry's going or not either. I did text him the other day. I never heard back, but he's been stupid busy, so don't bug him too much. Hell, I don't even know if Rob's going with SH2, but I don't know. Alright, so let's get on down the line. Manitowoc, Wisconsin. There's a Wisconsin Maritime Museum in here, and the USS Cobia, the submarine, is over there. And it is not a submarine that was built here, but it is part of the Gato class of submarines, if I remember right, which is submarines that were built here in Manitowoc that served in World War II. And Cobia has some, that's the ship here. It does have some, it sank some Japanese ships in the war, so it's a battle-hardened ship. But it's a museum ship, and it gives you a pretty good idea of what life was like at that time. I wonder where that shipyard was that built that, or built those ships that were here. There is some naval history right here in town. I did opt to put this weight on the top deck. It fits for the most part. The back end hands off just a little bit, but that's fine. The weight itself is like, or the piece is like 7,000 pounds. I figured a cradle it sits in is probably another 1,000. So it's 8,000 pounds on the very front of the trailer, that's fine. I didn't know dimensionally what the other stuff is. Typically, stuff like this is heavy, but didn't say how many pieces, it just said the weight. So it's supposed to pick up 14,000 pounds in New Berlin, so I was like, you know what, let me just, if it'll fit on a top deck, let me leave as much trailer open as I can, build it up like an LTL, like, well, basically it is, even though it's all one load. that's why we loaded it on the top. Might not need it to, I have no idea. I did call dispatch, they didn't know what it looked like, they just could read me the email. Now, I knew all this Friday, but I didn't have any details other than they wanted me sitting at the dock in Manitowoc on Monday morning, 7 a.m. That's all I really knew. The rest is just details. If there's any issues, make a couple phone calls, and the problems get solved lightning fast. It's not a problem if you can solve it. I'll say too, I feel like I need to say something about it, only the fact that when Chris gets a lot of work done at the shop, he doesn't necessarily get the credit on the channel, meaning that, you know, he's been working diligently on the step deck, and that's been great, and a lot of work's been done. And there's still video as of now that I still need to edit. So this load right now was only possible because he took care of a bunch of stuff for me over the weekend. I mentioned it earlier in the day, but I feel like I ought to give the man his credit. So I showed up. I was gonna get in Saturday night, but it was getting late. My trailer wiring was just getting more and more problematic, and I couldn't figure out how to solve it. I thought I did, and then it started giving me more trouble after I had unloaded, which makes sense now that we know what happened. So by the time Saturday night came, wow, it's just whatever, I'm going to bed. So after everything was said and done, the trailer lights were working very dim, flashing, back feeding. It was weird, acting real weird. I just said, you know what, piss on it. I gave up and I parked and went to bed. I called Chris. I'm like, hey, I need you to come in on Sunday, work on this thing, because I got to load up Monday and I have to have the trailer wiring fixed. And Sunday in the afternoon is the only day that Sunday during the day, I got home like in the morning, and I'm like, it's the only day I have available. I got to load Monday. So the man came in and he worked and worked and worked. It took him a while to figure it. And then he found the wires all jumbled up in my rear bushing where my suspension works. And he fixed it up and got us all patched up, good to go. I felt I needed to give the man credit. guess I should have taken the inside one and not the outside one to the right. Oh well, survived it. The right building, I just don't know where I gotta go. I need to run out there and find out what's going where and how. Side, you know, one each side. here now. Didn't matter where we put that top piece, apparently. Could have put it on the bottom. Cone cranes, nuclear equipment and services. So a lot of cranes that we haul stuff for them. Typically when we're moving those test weights, it's for nuclear plants. So they got other weights that we have, the red things, I guess. One thing I learned, I can find pictures off my Facebook of my yellow Peterbilt. Moved a very large crane dolly or trolley. It's the overhead part that runs on the bridge that goes back and forth. Anyway, what I learned is with nuclear equipment like that, it's 300% redundancy. So if you need, the max that you'll ever have to do is 100 tons, which is what that crane was in that picture. You need a 300-ton crane. So it's triple redundancy. So if you need to pick up 20,000, you need a 60,000 pound crane. It eliminates the chance of breakage. You know, you don't want to be right at the max, I suppose. So you would think they tested at 300 ton then, right? Not at 100 ton? I don't know. I'm assuming they would do the full crane capacity. So basically the only time the crane would ever lift its capacity is under testing, not under normal use. So anyway, they do a lot of that stuff, and we tend to move equipment for them and or the test weights. Either way, they call us to move the weights around. That's what we do. No matter what it is. Doesn't make a hill of beans to me. A little bit on the labor today, you know, having to chain down, tie down, drive here, drive there. Mileage wise, is nothing. The other truck was overweight and over width. He might not have been overweight, think about it. But he might have. Either way, we run on an annual in Wisconsin for the wide and the width and weight and all that crap, so. In other words, we don't have to buy single trip permits in Wisconsin. We pay for one in an annual, so that way, you know, one permit is a blanket permit for all year up to a certain size. I forget what it is. I've never had to deal with that. But you're talking like big stuff. Like your 10 wide. Like that excavator we did, that would have fit on our annual. Actually, it might not have, because we were over 20,000 per axle. Now where we're going in Weldall, you have to watch how you get there, because some of it's neighborhoods. So there's only like one truck route to get through there. got to turn early right here at Bar Alley's Tap and Eatery on Industrial. You're not supposed to use Prairie from here to around the next block. There's houses there. Yeah, this is the only legal truck route to get into this place. Can't come from that way. Can't come from that way. Come from this way. Outside, they're probably on lunch, and they'll have to leave the property to go have a cigarette. I bet you that's what it is.